Howdy, folks. I'm Ollie, the oblong octopus,
I'm Amber.
and here's some Reddit? Some tentacle Reddit? No, very much not. Alright, folks, on our Saturday morning special, our letter this morning is titled, Am I a jerk for asking a guy why he doesn't look like Chris Evans or Henry Cavill? This happened the past weekend. I met this guy Jordan a few times in the past, but since we share a mutual friend, Brandon, although I'd use the term mutual friend loosely since Brandon is only friends with Jordan because their moms are best friends and Brandon feels obligated to invite him to stuff. I've asked Brandon a few times how he feels about Jordan. They basically grew up together, so in a way, he's considered family. Jordan in the past has made some passive remarks, but I didn't think much of it. Brandon has mentioned that Jordan is a chill guy, but tends to be very socially awkward and say stuff that could come off as offensive. Brandon had a little party at his place for WrestleMania this past weekend. It was fun, we were all having a good time, and we're having conversations about movies. One of them was how unfair Henry Cavill has been treated and that he was the perfect person as Superman. Another was how both Chris Evans and Anthony Mackie are great Captain Americas. Once WrestleMania started, things started to shift. Jordan looked at the female wrestlers and remarked about how sad it was that they allowed their bodies to look like that, and that women have no excuse to not be built like Victoria's Secret models since their diets and workouts are available on YouTube. Jordan went even further to say that since women don't look like Margaret Robbie or Megan Fox, women must work twice as hard to look good. Brandon actually stopped him and said that he shouldn't say stuff like that. Jordan just shrugged. He stopped a little bit, but he would make small comments about how women wrestlers were buff. Later on, we ended up talking about Chris Evans and Henry Cavill again, and Jordan talked about how they were perfect. Without thinking about it, I go, yeah, so why don't you look like them? Jordan was taken aback and speechless. He started to spew stuff like how he wasn't as tall as them, nor was his body built like them. I told him that's exactly why all women can't look like Victoria's Secret models. After that, he was quiet for the rest of the night. The next day, I got a text from Brandon saying that, while he agrees with me, he says that next time I should have just let him handle Jordan. Jordan says the wrong stuff, and it's so offensive without meaning to be. While I do agree that nobody should be compared to anyone, I felt like Jordan needed to have a taste of his own medicine. Am I the jerk? Alright folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Not the jerk. OP was saying this only as a comparison to show him why his remarks didn't make sense. Because saying, oh, everyone can look like a Victoria's Secret model if they just eat a certain way and exercise a certain way, dismisses the entirety of genetics, which is such a huge determiner of how we look.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of reasons why not everyone can look like a Victoria's Secret model, right? And I think that is really short-sighted, and I think that he needed to see a alternate perspective because clearly he hasn't been given one. And Brandon, I mean, he needs to do a better job at shutting the stuff down if he wants to be the one who handles it.
Right. Well, and it seems like he just wants to give him a pass, kind of, because he's socially awkward, and he doesn't mean this stuff, but people will not learn unless they're called out. It's not fun to be called out when you say something awkward. Of course, it's not going to be pleasant, but it's more important that he learns that this isn't okay and doesn't keep saying those things.
Well, yeah, and he can't be sheltered from people's opinions, right? Like, he needs to know what other people's opinions are, otherwise, how is he going to grow and learn? If he's being sheltered from, being corrected, then this might be part of the reason why he holds very problematic views. And I think that OP did him a great service here. I don't think OP was being malicious or cruel or anything like that. She was just showing the fallacy in his own arguments.
And he probably needs a lot more conversations like that. And again, they won't be comfortable. It won't be pleasant to know, that he's been saying these things that don't make sense and are very hurtful. But he needs to hear that feedback.
Oh, yeah. I agree completely. I think that that's really important. And I think it's a really great growth and learning opportunity. So I don't think OP's wrong at all. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, it is tea time or coffee time as it is Saturday morning. Grab your beverages of choice I've got some coffee right here. And Amber, she looks very proud of herself. She has a joke.
A book just fell on my head. I've only got my shelf to blame.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that seems about reasonable. Amber does have only her shelf to blame for all of her books falling. They're all at 15-degree angles. We've set them up specifically so that they fall.
No, they're mostly good, although I have this one book that I knocked over on my foot the other day. It was not fun. That one's at kind of an angle because there's nowhere else to put it.
Yeah. Amber's bookshelves are full. And like I said, I have coffee. And I hope you have a tasted beverage too, whether it's water, coffee, tea, Diet Coke, hot chocolate.
Water, so tasty.
Water. Gotta stay hydrated. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for this Saturday morning special. Thanks so much for watching. Amber, what's a moral today? And please have it involve Bernard the Unhinged.
It is better to be corrected for saying things that are socially unacceptable sooner rather than having Bernard the Unhinged come in and instill that lesson.
That would be a bit unhinged. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you all tomorrow.
Bye.